Hi guys, and welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Alithy, and here on my channel I love to share hair tips, lifestyle, and occasional vlogs. So if that's something you'd like to see more of or you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and like this video already. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about studying in Sweden because I live in Sweden and I study in Sweden. I've just recently completed my first year of university and I'm about to start my second academic year in September. So if you're someone who lives abroad and you have been thinking about moving to Sweden to study, then this video is definitely going to be for you. Or if you're someone who's just curious about how different school systems are in different countries, then this video is definitely also going to be for you for your entertainment. So you guys, I popped up my notes over here just to see like the main points that I like to lift in this video and I don't forget anything. We don't really have a final exam that will define our last and final grade. In high school, for example, which we call gymnasiet, we have tests all the time and we have a lot of assignments as well. Accompanied by these small tests, we also have something called nationella prov. You do it for 3 subjects: math, English, Swedish. If you don't pass those, you won't be able to graduate basically. You do nationella your last year of high school and you do nationella your last year of middle school as well. But I think they've changed it now. When I did it my 3rd year of middle school as well as my 2nd and 3rd year of high school. And this same principle can be applied for university as well. We haven't had like a big final test. We have been tested after each course. So in high school, you're tested after each class and they choose specific classes that they test you on. And I can say that I find it to be so nice. I love the fact that in high school, we had so many opportunities to test our knowledge and not just cram everything into one defining moment. Sometimes it could be once a week you have a test. Oh yes, you'll be stressed, but that also puts the pressure on you that you have to retain the information that you get. Moving on, we're gonna be talking a little bit more about budgeting if you're thinking of living here while studying. Well, obviously, because you'll be studying here. So let's talk a little bit more about costs. The Swedish krona compared to the US dollar, for example, is very low. And now with inflation, it's just getting worse. So like things are actually pretty expensive now in Sweden compared to like before COVID. We do have dorms like in the US. I don't know if this is a difference, but our dorms are not in connection to campus. It's kind of like, it's like a distance from campus, but close enough so that you like live close to campus, but it's not on campus. Apartments aren't that expensive for students because the Swedish social system is very good. That's something that I can testify to. Like our social system is very good because we pay high taxes. And so that goes back into like giving 2 groups, students and seniors, cheaper alternatives for livelihood. And so as a student, you get a student discount for a lot of things. And there is an app for that called Mecenat. And that's where, like, if you're a student, you can find discounts for clothes, you can find discounts for food, like all types of stuff. Studying in a bigger city such as Stockholm or Lund, for example, those are very like student cities. Like there are many students there competing for apartments and stuff. It might get a little bit more expensive and harder to find in those cities, but depending on where you choose to study, then the rents do fluctuate and society in general caters to students' needs for apartments while they're studying. I think Swedes, like the whole world knows, are very introverted. But another thing that might be like a shock, if you meet a Swede and you guys start talking and you acquaint yourself to them, Swedes have the tendency to associate you to that environment, meaning that as soon as you walk out of the school building, it's kind of like a disconnect. Or if you're working somewhere and you chit chat with your colleague, you leave that building, they don't know you. And this is something that I've had such a hard time like wrapping my head around because I was like, Hey, yeah. But that's another thing. Like in Sweden, there are so many associations. That's why I say Swedes associate a lot. And that might feel so like startling because in my head, in my African head, it's like, okay, we've talked before. We had a great conversation. We're not best friends, but like, come on now. How was your day? Where are you on your way to? What's up? You know, that type of stuff. So in that sense, it can be a shocker. Like when that happens to you, you're like, oh, wait, like what? I'm gonna wrap it up there because I think I need a part 2 for this. But I hope you guys liked this video so far and that it was informative. Comment down below if you're a Swede, and if you're not a Swede, comment down below a point that you'd like me to lift in part 2 of what studying in Sweden really is like. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.